Lord David Frost has been praised for his determination to maintain the UK's red lines in the Brexit fishing arrangement talks with the EU. Environment Secretary George Eustace claimed progress was being made between the UK and EU in Brexit fishing talks thanks to the UK's chief Brexit negotiator Lord Frost. While on Sky News with Niall Patterson, Mr. Eustace claimed it was a feature of international law that the UK would regain control over its fishing waters. At this stage, the arrangement between the UK and EU will focus on how much access Britain allows the bloc to have. Mr. Patterson said, in terms of the deal being struck between the UK and EU, where exactly are we? How much are we now, given words we heard from the government over the weekend, willing to concede on the matter of fishing? Mr. Eustace insisted progress was being made and outlined what issues the UK was determined not to move on. He said, the negotiations have been going on for many months and they resume again this week. I understand there are still differences and some obstacles to overcome. But I think there is goodwill on both sides to progress things. There is a lot of work going into that. Lord David Frost and the negotiating team for the UK are working very hard to try and get an agreement. Mr. Eustace went into greater detail of the kind of relationship the UK was prepared to have with the EU regarding fishing. He continued, on fisheries, we have always been open to doing a sensible approach. We have been looking potentially at agreements that may span a couple, 3 years, for instance. We are going to be sensible on how we approach this and we are making sure we have control over our own waters again and control access as it has always been a red line in the negotiations. The Sky News host admitted it did not feel as if the UK was firmly taking back control of all of its waters in these talks. Mr. Eustace replied, we are not giving ground on the red line of our waters, our fish. When you leave the European Union you do become an independent coastal state. You control access in your exclusive economic zone. That is what Norway and every other country in the world has, it is simply a feature of international law.